Friday. Finally Friday. Come on, get in the room. Say hello. Oh, look, there's Christopher is in the room. Hey, KB Bells is there, just popping in to say hi. Quick nap about to happen before a birthday party. I hope this is one of those where people drive by on the street and honk their horn. Finally Friday is being brought to you this week by Major Spoilers VIP and Patreon members from around the world. You can show your support and get all sorts of cool stuff when you head over to patreon.com/majorspoilers and sign up today. Well, happy Friday to everyone. Are you doing okay? Are you taking care? Are you treating yourself well during these times? I think today the greatest activity I had was going up the stairs and down the stairs twice. Sitting here on a chair with my gut just expanding and getting bigger every single day. Because number one, naan is really good. Especially warmed up with peanut butter, as I have discovered. Number two, how am I supposed to get out and exercise when it's 27 degrees outside? The high today right now, 45 degrees. There was snow in parts of Kansas today, which led me down a search. I mean, this is April 4th, everybody, right? Isn't it April? No, it's April 3rd, everybody. April 4th, technically, if you're watching on YouTube, which comes out 24 hours after this, because, you know, Twitch doesn't like to share streams with anybody. But today, on April 3rd, there was snow in parts of Kansas. I had to go and look this up. According to the U.S. National Weather Service out of Kansas City, now this is Kansas City, so it's on opposite end of the state, the average last measurable snowfall for KC is March 23rd. Now this was a couple of years ago when they posted this. We are just on cue with tomorrow's snow. Let's hope it lasts. The earliest last measurable snowfall was February 6th of 2005. And before that in Kansas, the latest measurable snowfall was May 3rd of 1907. So, you know, we could be coming back around for more snow in May. God, I hope not. I want these boys to get outside. They're going crazy, I tell you. Crazy children when they're inside all day. We went from Monday, a high of 70 degrees, to a high of 45 degrees, literally over the course of, what, a day and a half? Yesterday it was in the mid-60s, but first part of the week, super, super nice. We went outside. We ran around the block. The youngest hates it. Oh, my knees hurt. I think I broke my knee. You didn't break your knee. You just need to get out and exercise. Homeschooling is going well enough. We started on Monday, even though technically school didn't start until Wednesday for them. We got into the habit. You get up, hey, put it after you've eaten dinner or breakfast, not dinner. After you've eaten first breakfast or first dinner, I suppose. After you've eaten first dinner and mom has gone to work, you boys get to work on your homework. And the oldest, except for he had like one or two activities today, he got all of his work done for the week over the course of 2 days, which I'm pretty proud of him for that. Youngest takes a little bit more encouraging. Kind of broke our schedule today of working from 8 until noon to doing a half hour, taking a break for a half hour, doing a half hour, break for a half hour. He's got a lot of work to do for a third grader. It's watching stories, reading stories, doing math, doing this extra math, doing his Smart Kids class. So yeah, it's pretty crazy for everybody. KB Bell said, I'm popping in to say hi, a quick nap about to happen before a birthday party. And I'm hoping it's one of those birthday parties where everybody drives by or everybody Skypes in or you're doing one of those Zoom hangouts. I hope also it's your birthday. So happy birthday if it is your birthday. But yeah, don't be having people coming over to your house. We're supposed to be at staying home. I feel bad for our tortoise, technically, as I've been told. That the tortoise has just been in his little hidey hole inside of his shell all day, just kind of hanging out, head down, looking kind of sad. Because even the tortoise likes it when it's nice outside, because then he can go around in the grass and you see his little butt wiggling as he's trying to run. He's a young one. He's not one that we can keep out during the winter. He can't hibernate outside. So we have to still keep him inside. He's only, what, maybe that big around from the top? So I don't know how big that is. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. Chris wrote an article up on the Major Spoilers website today. You guys should probably go check it out. It's called 5 Games to Play Online While Safer at Home. 5 Games to Play While Safer at Home. And he goes through some good ones. You guys should go and check that out. Always something good at Major Spoilers. And that's kind of the point, right? That's why we're doing Finally Friday. I think this is the longest run of Finally Fridays that we have had in years without a break. And I was thinking today, oh man, it sure would be nice to take a break. But I also realize that there's a lot of people stuck at home and who want to talk, who want to have some fun, who want to be engaged, who are also tired of homeschooling, who also need to get up and get out, but we can't. But we'll get through this together. If you do want to call and you want to chat today, 785-727-1939. That's the Major Spoilers hotline, or you can give me a call on the Skype number if you know the magic Skype number, which is technically the same thing, but if you want to call in, call in. Malone is there. Hello, Malone. Ingrid is there. Hello, Ingrid. I hope you're doing well. Wayward Boy has shown up. Hello, Wayward Boy. I hope you're doing well. And all the rest of you who are quiet at the moment, welcome. And also for those of you who are listening on our Discord channel again this week, welcome. I hope you're doing okay. And if you haven't checked out, oh, is Kevin 11 not in today? Kevin 11 is not in today. Kevin 11 is really good about sharing links and all of that other good stuff. But go check out the Major Spoilers Discord. There is a link over on the Major Spoilers website. Let me scroll down so you can see where all the cool links are. All the cool kids scroll down to the bottom of the page. But looky right there. There's the Discord link. Click on that and it will take you over there. There's the link to our Twitch, our YouTube, our Instagrams, our Twitters, our Facebooks. All of that stuff can be found right there at majorspoilers.com. How many of you are doing homeschool? Anybody in the chat doing homeschool? How is that going for you? What kind of schedule do you have worked out? I know it's tough for a 3-year-old, not a 3-year-old, a 3rd grader to go from, hey, things are going good, we got a good schedule for you, and then all of a sudden, you're 2 weeks off of school, and then you're suddenly thrown back into the routine and trying to do a routine at home when traditionally the routine at home is, hey, you're done with school, here's the place where you get to goof off and do whatever you want. Yesterday, they built forts. There was an assignment where the teacher made them make a rainbow today. And so he took a bunch of lifesavers and he arranged them in all the colors. And fortunately, there was a huge bag of lifesavers. So he had the whole Roy G. Biv of colors to choose from. Turned out pretty good. Teacher was kind of impressed too. A couple of things have happened since the last time we talked. A couple of people have said, oh, Stephen, people must be listening to you. You may remember months ago, that seems like months ago. It was only last month. Literally, it was only last month. When South by Southwest was canceled, and people were like, oh, all those films that people are not going to get to see. And I was like, well, wouldn't it be great for some company like an Amazon or an Apple to step in and say, hey, we will take all of these movies and show them online. Now, of course, some people responded back with, hey, you got to be careful of doing that because that could prevent people, doing some Porky Pig there, that will prevent some people from being able to show their movies in other festivals. Well, that's fine. But then again, today, Variety announced, or was it yesterday, Variety announced, that Amazon Prime Video is joining forces with the festival to launch Prime Video Presents the South by Southwest 2020 Film Festival Collection. They will play, the movies will play exclusively on Prime Video in the U.S., and anybody, let's see, the event will be available in front of the Prime Video paywall and free to all audiences around the country with or without an Amazon Prime membership. Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Now listen, just between you and me, if you do have a Prime membership, then subscribe to this channel right here on Twitch. There's a little button up there at the top of the screen where you can just click on subscribe. And you get every month $5. I think it's $4.99 technically. Jeff Bezos is like, ha ha, people, if you are Prime members, I'm going to give you $5 and you can give it to whichever Twitch streamer you like. And so here's your chance, ladies and gentlemen, to stick it to Jeff Bezos by getting as many of you to subscribe to our Twitch channel for that $5. And if you're a Prime member, hey, you're getting South by Southwest. And even if you're not a Prime member and you're not subscribing to the channel, that's okay. You're still going to get South by Southwest 2020, and you're going to be able to see as many of these films as you want. Now, I know the question is, oh, but what about the rights? What about the monies? Well, according to this article at Variety, filmmakers who do participate will get paid, but they didn't say how much they will make. Maybe it depends on how many people watch your stream. I hope that's not the way they're doing it. Now, the videos will begin screening by late April, and it will go over a 10-day period. So for 10 days, you will be able to watch this month the South by Southwest 2020 Film Festival. And that's pretty cool. I think that's really cool. It doesn't help. I mean, it could potentially hurt filmmakers in the future if they want to take their film and put it into a film festival. Hopefully it won't hurt anyone who might be trying to get a distribution deal with someone. But I think this is a move in the right direction. And you know, I even volunteered, hey, if anybody wants to come on and do their Comic-Con panels, I'll be happy to have you on for a Finally Friday, or even do a special show where you can come on and we can talk about whatever you were going to talk on the panel. Now, no one took me up on it because everyone else was like stumbling over themselves going, I guess we'll do a Zoom panel. How do you do streaming media? We don't know. We're a big corporation. We don't know how to do streaming media. And yet I haven't seen any of those big corporations teaming up with well-known Twitch streamers or YouTubers or whatever to get content out. Now, to be fair, CBS Morning News has done a pretty good job. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert has done a pretty good job. Last week tonight with, what's his name? John Oliver. That one, I mean, I actually laughed a lot harder on his second show than I did the first one that was all by himself. But, yeah, I mean, my setup here is actually, is Squirrel Brian in the chat today? I don't know if Squirrel Brian is in the chat today. But Squirrel Brian has said, hey, your video looks really good. And you know what? It's not that hard. It's a couple of Elgato screen lights, a Logitech cam that everybody is using, and a little bit of tweaking on the camera and some light in the background. And you've got something that looks pretty good, I think. And apparently some other people think so too. But there you go. The South by Southwest Film Festival. You'll be able to see all that stuff up on your Amazon Prime later this month. Meanwhile, Black Widows, The Eternals, Indiana Jones 5, and a whole bunch of other stuff is getting the big push. And we knew this was coming. I know we talked earlier, I think it was last week, we talked Wonder Woman was getting pushed. I forget what else was getting pushed last week. And, you know, this is going to be expected because movie theaters have two choices. Or, I'm sorry, movie studios have two choices. Movie theaters have no choice. They have to stay closed. But movie studios have two choices. They can push the date and hope that they can make $1 billion from their movie when it finally shows up in the movie theater. Or they can go online and hopefully make some money that way. Now, Bloodshot came out, now it did get a short theatrical run, but it came out last week or 2 weeks ago on the VOD, and I bought it, $20. Some people are complaining about $20. Heck, I've said for years, $40 seems like a steal. But we won't know for a very long time, probably until quarterly estimates, and even then, expect all of the studios to just announce horrible profits for the quarter and massive losses for the quarter. But in among that stuff, we should be able to find out how much money Disney made, or how much money Valiant Studios or Legendary or whoever are distributing these films online we should be able to figure out how much money those films have made just through their VOD services. But for the big tentpole films, it looks like Disney has announced a bunch of new release dates for this stuff. Oh, come on. This is the stuff that I hate. Give me the article. Stop putting it up behind a paywall. So here's what we have right now. The Eternals is going to move to February 12th, 2021. Let's see. Black Widow will open on November 6th, 2020 of this year. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings comes out May 7th of 2021. Doctor Strange 2, November 5th, 2021. And Thor Love and Thunder on February 18th, 2022. If you're wondering about Black Panther 2 and Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2 looks like it's going to keep its date on May 6th, 2022. And Captain Marvel 2 has been moved to July 8th, 2022. Mulan been pushed back until July 24th of 2020. That will be interesting. Again, hopefully we are allowed to be out and about and congregate on July 24th. But if they have to push Mulan a second time, they may think about cutting their losses. Jungle Cruise, the Dwayne Johnson movie, which was supposed to open up on that July 24th weekend, now is going to open on July 20th, 2021. So a year after the expectation date. And the much-anticipated Indiana Jones 5, which was supposed to come out in 2021, has now been moved to July 29th, 2022. Now, here's the thing. Some of you, I know, are really upset about this. And, to an extent I am too, because some of these movies I wanted to see. I really wanted to see the Jungle Cruise movie. I think that movie looks crazy silly, and I want to see it. But here's the thing. For years now, and especially for movies that haven't even begun production, or movies that have actually had to shut down production, what's the new Spider-Man movie had to shut down production on the first day of shooting. But here's the thing. They now have 3 to 6 months from now to make those films better. For years, people have been complaining about how the digital effects look worse than they did before. I mean, people are, granted, people are freaking out saying, I didn't know that Mamma Mia had so much CG work in it. Yeah, a lot of films do, and you don't realize it. But here's a chance to make all those special effects even better if animators are allowed to go back to work, or when they're allowed to go back to work. For films that haven't started shooting or had to stop in the middle of production, now is a very good time to go back and work on the script and continue to tighten up those stories. So this could actually be a boon for the movie industry in the fact that they're able to make even better products. I saw someone tweeted today that Blade Runner, the reason why Blade Runner is as good as it is, the original Blade Runner, not Blade Runner 2049, but the reason why the original Blade Runner movie is so good is because the director and the writers and the special effects people spent an extra year in pre-production making sure that everything looked good, because I think at the time it was the Writers Guild was on strike back then. Ridley Scott said, you know what, let's just spend the time making this a better movie. And Blade Runner still is a very, very good movie, depending on which version you're watching, right? Hey, speak of the devil, and Skrull Brian shows up. What's going on, boy? Skrull Brian says, I'm spending my time creating logo animations, so I'm struggling with After Effects. Oh, man. So I'm starting to post a lot more tutorials over on my personal YouTube channel, because I still have to teach classes in addition to homeschooling and in addition to doing podcasts on the Major Spoilers website. I now have to take all my content online, so you're going to see a lot more tutorials for video production and After Effects starting to show up, including the old stuff. The old stuff is still relevant. Plus, there's a lot of great stuff online. If you're looking for After Effects, I would say look at, what's his name, E.C. Abrams is really good for the motion design stuff, for the motion graphics that you're trying to create. I would definitely go check out his page. What's his name? Jeremy in Motion or Jimmy in Motion, something like that. He's got a bunch of good tutorials as well, although, and this is the one thing that I've complained about a lot in the past, Watch for someone posting a new tutorial, and then within 2 weeks, everyone else is posting not the exact same tutorial, but the exact same process again and again and again. So you'll see a glut of certain topics pop up because one person did it. But as far as the motion graphic stuff goes, E.C. Abrams is really good at that. So you might want to go check out his YouTube page. Oh, and the Marvel Unlimited stuff. If you haven't heard about this, how about free comics? Loving the time of cholera, man. There's free comics out there for you if you want it. Now, many of you know that Comixology is out there, and they do charge for their comics. And there are also other services like Marvel Unlimited, who also charges for its service. But until, when is it, May 4th, which would be Free Comic Book Day, which is really odd that they're ending it on Free Comic Book Day. You have access through the Marvel Unlimited app, and I believe the website as well. You have access to some great classic Marvel tales completely for free. You don't have to be a paid member of the service to get these for free. So here's what you get. You get Avengers vs. X-Men. You get Civil War. Amazing Spider-Man Red Goblin. These are the complete story arcs. The Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates. You get that one. You get Thanos Wins from Donny Cates. X-Men Milestones, The Dark Phoenix Saga. Avengers, The Kree-Skrull War. That's why Skrull Brian is interested in this, because he wants that Kree-Skrull War memories. And also probably that sets up that Empire storyline, which is now put on hold. The Jason Aaron Avengers run, The Final Host. Fantastic Four Volume 1, Forever. Black Widow Volume 1, Shield's Most Wanted from Mark Waid. Captain America Winter Soldier Ultimate. And Captain Marvel Volume 1, Higher, Further, Faster, More. You can get all those starting this week over at Marvel Unlimited. So go get some free comics. If you've never checked out the digital comics front, you can go do that. Now, last week I also was predicting that we would see a number of DC Comics hitting the Comixology app. However, DC, I think, blinked at the last minute. I think someone complained too much, and DC said, fine, fine, fine. We won't release everything, but we will release some things. And so this week from DC Comics, we got the release of the Batman, The Adventures Continues, or The Adventures Continue, which is the follow-up to the Batman animated series comic book, and it kind of picks up from where the TV show and the comic book left off. It is brought to you by Paul Dini and Alan Burnett, creators of the Batman animated series. So you can get that one, 99 cents. This is a digital first, so it's essentially one issue broken up into 4 parts. First issue wasn't bad. It's pretty good. Also, DC this week released Teen Titans Go to Camp number 6, completely free. So you can get that one over there at Comixology. Then Comixology Originals had some stuff out this week, as well as Zenoscope Entertainment had 2 books out this week. And Action Lab Entertainment had comics out this week. And then a bunch of smaller publishers like Stranger Comics and Vault Comics and Oeuvre Comics. Did I say Archie Comics had 2 books out this week? They had a Sabrina comic and a Sonic comic. And they only released those 2 because they said they were so far into production that even a lot of stores had already received their variant covers, so they went ahead and released the Sabrina one. But I don't think going forward Archie Comics will have anything. My guess is for the next couple of weeks, DC and Marvel will be holding back. Boom Studios and everyone else has said we're standing with the comic stores and not releasing digital comics until we can get the print comics into stores. Now, Comics Hub has been working with Rich Johnson came up with the idea over at Bleeding Cool that maybe comic retailers could sell digital codes, and then you could use your digital code through the Comics Hub website, access essentially I don't know if it's, I think they're still images or something that's built into an app. So you could read those comics digitally, and then when the comics resumed, you could go in and pick up the physical copy for no extra charge. We will have some stuff from, let's see, the group, now I forget the company, AWA Studios will be releasing some of their stuff in a serialized digital format. I think they started this week with The Resistance #1, and we will start having those up on the website, our website, shortly. You'll be able to read that on either the webpage or the app. But it's going to be kind of a week-to-week thing to see what's showing up on Comixology. Obviously, Diamond is not posting anything that comes out. Comixology doesn't post anything that like, hey, here's what's coming out this week, kind of like what we do over at Major Spoilers with the new comic releases. But I will go through and scrub the Comixology site first thing Wednesday mornings until further notice and pull out what comics are actual new comics and not trade collections. Although the list this week was pretty good. I think there was like 25 titles that came out this week. The list probably will be shorter next week because I think some people have complained too much. So anyway, Hoopla Through Your Public Library has a ton of classic trades too, says Scroll Brian. Love the Immortal Hulk. But it looks like maybe is the Marvel Unlimited asking you for a credit card to get that free stuff? I don't know how the Marvel Unlimited works. I have not gone over there to see it. I'm just sharing the news and information with you. Back to the movie studios, though. Even though there's a bunch of tentpole films that Disney is pushing, and the tentpole films, if you don't know what a tentpole film is, a tentpole film is usually a big budgeted movie that they expect to bring in tons of money. So everything that we've been talking about, Black Widow, Eternals, Indiana Jones, Jungle Cruise, all that stuff, is expected to bring in big money. And that really keeps the studios afloat so that they can then fund smaller films. So if you think about a circus tent, in the middle you have the big, you have the big tent pole, and that giant tent pole supports the rest of the structure of the tent with little poles here and there. And that's what a tentpole film does, is it's supposed to take and gather and make a lot of money so that Disney can then go and do other things like The Mandalorian. They can do little things like, I don't know, the next Air Bud movie. I don't even know if that's Disney. Or whatever else the studio decides to make. The smaller films, the Disney nature films, for example. And so that's why a lot of those films are going to be pushed to later dates so that they can keep things going on. That being said, the Artemis Fowl movie, which was supposed to open on May 29th in theaters, will instead debut on Disney+. So this is one of those films that I guess if it's going to debut on Disney+, and again, it's a family-ish film, I don't think the studio had a lot of high hopes that it was going to be making them $1 billion. Certainly not going to make Harry Potter money. Heck, it may not even make Ant-Man 2 money. I think Ant-Man made $1 billion, so yeah, okay. But to see that being moved over to Disney Plus is both probably nice and a surprise for a lot of people. West Side Story is still going to keep its release date on December 18th and The Last Duel on December 25th. So there you go. Lots of movie stuff. Everything is a moving target, as I've said before. I just couldn't get into the Artemis Fowl books. I read like the first chapter of the very first Artemis Fowl book, and I was just like, ugh. This is like the worst person in the entire world. I don't want to read a book about a villain. And you know what? If it's on Disney Plus, and since we're already paying the Disney subscription service, yeah, we'll probably watch it. The boys have been nonstop watching Onward. Now, I purchased that VOD. I believe Onward is now on Disney Plus this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But the boys have watched that movie like 5 or 6 times since it became available on VOD. They love that. So they may watch Artemis Fowl. And every time I go up there, today I had to stop them from watching Bloodshot. But every time I've gone upstairs, most of the time, when they're not doing their schoolwork, which they should be doing, they're watching something on Disney Plus, whether it be The Simpsons, whether it be a Disney movie. They've watched Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet a couple of times. Big Hero 6, but a lot of Onward. They really like that. And if Artemis Fowl is on Disney Plus and they're already paying for it, I'm not out any extra money going to the movie, so I might as well watch it. But I will, when it does hit on May 29th, I'll watch it and I'll report back to you guys to see how good it was. And maybe you guys can all watch it together. Pleasant Doom says I'll probably watch it. Me too. That's what we should do, right? Consume. You know what else we should do? We should stay home and we should wash our hands regularly. Don't touch our face. Keep your social distancing. All those other things. I want to thank all of you for being part of Finally Friday this week. Just a reminder, I will be live tomorrow afternoon. We're going to journey back once again into the world of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Pick up a few quests. That should start around 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time, right here on this Twitch channel. And if you are watching over on YouTube, go ahead and share a comment. Let me know that you're watching on YouTube for the, the non-live stuff. But in the meantime, why don't you head over here to twitch.tv/Major Spoilers. If you haven't already, you don't have to subscribe. I've already given you that pitch. But you could give me a follow here on the channel so that you can be notified when we are streaming live. Because I might start an hour earlier tomorrow, but definitely 3 o'clock Central Time. We should be up and running. Also, we may start doing more streams. And, oh man, if you don't have Netflix account, you might want to think about getting a Netflix account and checking out. I'll talk about it more later. It's a big secret. If you do want to support us right here, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. That's a way that you can give money directly to us. Silver level membership gets you access to a bunch of stuff, including Critical Hit a week early, the Critical Hit Modern City Tales 6-episode exclusive show that is up on Patreon. Also, Critical Hit Shadow of the Demon Lord, a 13-part, I want to say. A 13-part RPG podcast of where we're playing Shadow of the Demon Lord. Plus Flash, whenever Flash returns, you get Flashback. Matthews, Why Do You Hate Me? You get access to the VI. Well, that's not at the silver level, and neither is the Modern City. But depending on how much you pay, you get access to a bunch of other stuff, including the VIP live chats. You get access to secret channels on our Discord so that you can listen to Dueling Review live 8 o'clock p.m. on Thursdays. And the more that we can raise our goal, I can bring somebody in to help edit all this stuff and get it out there faster for you. We can even get our Major Spoilers podcast live on Tuesday nights on Twitch. So a lot of stuff. And if you're currently a patron, and I know many of you currently watching live are, thank you so much for all of your support. You're all wonderful. And I think that's where we're going to wrap it up this week. Again, thanks for hanging out. I certainly appreciate every single one of you. We will be back next time when it's finally Friday. So take care.